So Nigel, it's a pleasure to have you here today, hopefully to talk about the child-friendly city and update the people at the Pupil Participation Showcase event, what we're doing. And to start off, what does a child-friendly mean to you? What is it in a sentence, in a nutshell?
I suppose it means a city that welcomes children, that likes children, that wants children to be part of its future and its day-to-day activities. So it means a whole range of things, really.
Yeah.
Play, leisure, sport, whatever. Yeah.
So when I think of child-friendly, I think of straight away, to my mind, of youth clubs and opportunities. Yeah. But am I right in saying that a child-friendly city goes a bit further than just that, and it goes into quite deeper things?
Youth clubs and those sort of things are absolutely at the heart of a child-friendly city, but it really is something about a city that speaks to children, where children and young people feel genuinely, this is my city and I'm part of this city. People want me to be around and things are there for me, and I can contribute to the future shape of the city as well. In terms of what the city centre looks like, what the parks look like, what the leisure facilities are like. So a whole range of things like that, really, where you've got genuine voice and influence about the shape of your city.
You've just said there that pupils and other young people across Leeds can take an active involvement, but other consultations I've been to recently, especially with Councillor Blake, John Paxton and some other decision makers that came to see us, they were all adults, and it seemed to sense that this is majority adult run. Is there opportunities for other young people to influence what's happening?
I think that's a really good point, and that's one of the big challenges for us as adults, that if we're really serious about a child-friendly city, and a child-friendly city is a young people-friendly city, is a family-friendly city, so it builds on that basis, then we can't be arrogant enough to think we know what you want out of a child-friendly city and what a child or a young person growing up in a certain part of Leeds wants out of a child-friendly city. And we've got to get better at listening to the voice and the influence of children and young people such as yourself about and making sure, keeping us on our toes and making sure that in our positions of responsibility we're acting on your behalf and we're listening to that. So first part of a consultation exercise. It's great that everybody's at the event today, and I'm really sorry that I'm not physically there. And you and I know what a nightmare the diary's been about trying to get there. But we want to. That's a start. That's but the start. And your ideas, your ways of communicating, your ways of getting your opinions, your voice, your ideas into the mix. More of it, much more of it. So watch this space, I suppose.
Yeah. Am I right in saying that there are 5 working groups that are currently happening which are adult run based on child-friendly city? Is there any chance these young people can get involved in those 5 working groups?
Yeah, we've tried to put a sort of structure around it, but that's just to keep some sort of shape and some sort of order to it, so the conversations can be a bit more focused about it. Otherwise, we'll just carry on talking about wouldn't it be nice if, and we won't have a mechanism and a process. And I know that sounds a bit boring, but we've got to have some sort of order and shape to it. And absolutely, we should have challenge going into each of those conversations from children and young people. And I'd welcome your views and others' views on how can we do that? How can we genuinely move? Because one of the things I've heard lots of times is we've been pretty good at asking children and young people things, but we've not been that good at acting on it or telling you what we think or why things have happened or why things haven't happened. And if it's going to be different this time round, we've got to get everybody around the table at the same time in some of those key conversations. So
I've noticed that when I've led my meetings in the Youth Council, we do have a lot of consultations, and like you've said yourself, we do get a lot of input, but we never really get that response back from you. Is that going to be an active improvement?
I think it's got to be, and you've got to say oi when we don't do it, and shout a bit louder and make sure that we understand when we haven't done that. But that's and we won't be not doing that out of mischief. It'll be because we've forgotten or we've not got it quite right. But if we do this together and we actually open up the conversation genuinely citywide, then we should be able to hold each other to account about well, you said you were going to do this and you said you were going to do that, but making sure that we keep everybody around the table. So definitely want to do it differently, more ambitious, bigger scale, and visible difference, and it feels different. And hopefully you'll be able to come back and ask me those questions, and we can ask each other those questions about whether was it any different, did we get it any better, does it make a difference?
That leads perfectly to my next question. Actually, I was going to ask you, in a couple of years, how we're going to be able to judge if this child-friendly city programme is leading in the right direction.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it, as to what will be different, really. I suppose, in my head, but it might be different, you might have a different view and others might have a different view, but certainly from where I'm sat, it would be what other people say about Leeds and about Leeds as a city. That people talk about Leeds as, if I want to work with children's services and I want to work with children and young people, I think about Leeds.
Yes.
If I'm a child or a young person, that's where I want to grow up. If I'm a family and I'm thinking of having a family, I want them to grow up in Leeds. If I want my kids to go to school in Leeds, I want my kids to take up the sports opportunity, because Leeds looks after its children and young people, and it takes them seriously. So it would be other people saying those things would be a massive difference. Walking around the city, I would want to see, or hope to see, more images of children and young people, and children and young people's work and music and arts and culture, play space, that more welcoming environment as you get around Leeds, and difference in different parts of Leeds as well, really. But predominantly it will be children and young people themselves who will say, yes it is, or no it's not. Yeah,
that's great. As you know, today, at the moment, there's a pupil participation showcase event going on, and there are so many young people there. It's like 200 people in total.
Yeah, it's great.
Between adults and children. There's children as young as 6 years old there, and even some from the Silk School, so involving as many people as we can. Do you think this will be a fantastic opportunity to trial future programmes like this? Yeah. And especially with the Leeds Arena being built soon, is that an opportunity to move further?
You just said all that to make me feel bad about not being there, haven't you? But
no, no, I didn't.
I know, but it sounds brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and all credit to everybody who's worked really hard to organise it. And I think more and more getting larger groups of children and young people, not by invitation only, but because people want to be there and they want to have a view and have a say. And the arena coming is going to be a great landmark for the city, and those are the sort of places that you'd want to fill, isn't it? and have a whole lot of excitement and buzz and debate about issues that are important to children and young people, and things where they can, that bit about influence. So what you say actually has an impact and a difference. Doesn't mean everybody gets everything they want, but there's an informed discussion, informed debate about, this is what I'm worried about where I grow up, this is what I'm worried about in terms of city centre, this is what I really like in the city centre and I want more of it, this is what I really like, and why can't we have more of it? And then holding us all to account about, well, so why can't we do that? Why can't we make that big difference? So this is, I think, as we said earlier, brilliant start, and I hope it's just going to go from strength to strength.
Yeah, that's great. As you know, like I said, the Pupil Participation Showcase event is aimed at a lot of primary schools and high schools, and especially the RYC at the moment is aimed quite a lot at high schools, and a lot of our members come from there. How do people that aren't part of the RYC, or that don't necessarily have access to the RYC, get involved?
I think we've got to open up a whole range of different opportunities, and I think some of the structures and the frameworks that we've had in place in the past have served us well and have got us to a particular point. But I think we've got to be brave enough to say we need a whole range of different things, and there should be, when somebody, a child or a young person somewhere has an idea or a comment, where do they go? How do we use information technology? How do we use computers? How do we use text? How do we use other opportunities to communicate, so people can put their ideas immediately somewhere, and they've got somewhere where that voice is, and then we can start to respond to that. And I'm open to any of those ideas of different structures, different frameworks, different debating platforms, or just informal get-togethers, commentary, observations. So over to you, your ideas. let us know, and we'll see how we can develop it.
So it's brilliant that you said that, because one of the ideas that sprung to mind, and that a few of my other colleagues have said, is that Breeze at the moment, there are 140,000 young people, the Breeze cards in Leeds. Is that a perfect way to be approaching young people?
It's fantastic. I mean, some of the conversations I've had with children and young people across the city is that they really value the Breeze label, the brand. People know what it is, and have said, well, sometimes there's some great things going on in there. Sometimes they find the things that they want, that they're looking for. Sometimes it might not be there, but they always go and have a look and see what it is. So the more we use that, across the city, I think that's a gift for us in terms of moving forward. So let's work out how to make it bigger and better and bolder and more exciting. So that's perfect.
That's great. As today, it's been fantastic talking to you. Do you
Good.
think with the possibility we could come back to you in a year's or so time and do the same thing again?
Yeah, and maybe sooner than a year. You know, I think
Yeah.
we should keep in touch, and you know, you'll I'm sure have a set of questions that you want to ask me as things move forward. Have we done this? Have we done that? How could we do this? How could we do that? It's been a real pleasure. You've helped me calm down from the guilt I was feeling of not being able to get to the event. So thanks for your time as well. It's been really good.
That's brilliant, Nigel. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.